900-year-old Arctic princess mummy shocks scientists, face preserved like new. Dear friends, if there's one thing that has fascinated humanity for centuries, it's the idea of transcending time, of being able to witness the past with our own eyes. But today, you won't just be seeing the past, you'll be confronting it directly, thanks to a groundbreaking archaeological discovery recently unearthed in the coldest place on Earth, the Arctic. A place we often imagine as nothing more than endless snow and ice, with nothing but freezing winds and rock-solid permafrost. And yet, beneath that ice, scientists have found a 900-year-old mummy of a princess, her face incredibly well preserved, a beauty that seems to have defied time itself. Can you believe it? 9 centuries have passed, yet her facial features are still clear, her teeth remain intact, and her hair floats gently as if she had only been buried days ago. It's as if everything froze in that final moment of her life. And now, as sunlight touches her once again, she returns to our world as a vivid witness of history. The mummy was discovered at the Zeleny Yar archaeological site near Salikhard, Russia, a harsh land just above the Arctic Circle. Russian and South Korean researchers, during excavations in the area, uncovered the body of a woman, something never previously found at this location. And she wasn't just any woman. The way she was buried, along with the presence of 36 male bodies surrounding her, led many to believe she was no ordinary person. She might have been a tribal leader or a princess of the far north, someone who held a unique status in an ancient civilization that relied on hunting and fishing to survive in the icy wilderness. Until now, archaeologists believed the burial site was reserved only for men, but this discovery completely shattered that assumption, forcing the entire research team to rethink the history of the region from an entirely new perspective. Can you imagine it? An ancient princess who lived 900 years ago, surviving the long, dark Arctic nights, and then, after death, being carefully buried beneath the permafrost, her face covered in a layer of green-colored bronze. This wasn't just a form of protection. It might have held deep spiritual meaning, a sacred shield to help guide her to the afterlife. So what kept her face so perfectly preserved after nearly a millennium? The answer lies in the deadly cold of the region. Sub-zero temperatures for hundreds of years, combined with dry conditions and soil frozen as hard as steel, stopped decomposition almost entirely. As a result, not only was her face preserved, but even some of her internal organs remain intact. It's nothing short of an archaeological miracle. This also opens a massive door for researchers. The preservation of soft tissue, hair, skin, and organs will allow scientists to conduct DNA analyses, examine her diet, assess living conditions, detect possible diseases, and even uncover family relationships. Was she a local native? Or perhaps a princess from a distant land? Maybe even from the ancient Persian Empire, as some burial details suggest? It's hard to say for sure. Another detail that's left archaeologists baffled. There were no luxurious jewels buried with her, only a few metal rings. This raises more questions. If she truly was a princess, why weren't there gold or precious stones? Did she choose a simple life? Was she a spiritual leader, perhaps a shaman of her tribe? Or could this reflect the burial customs of a civilization we've never encountered before? And believe it or not, during the excavation of the site, researchers even found signs of Egyptian influence, symbols, objects, or burial styles with ties to far-off civilizations. This means the region may not have been as isolated as we once thought. Could there have been ancient trade routes crossing snow deserts, connecting tribes across Europe, Asia, and Africa? But that's not all. Near the mummy of the princess, the remains of children were also discovered. Some theories suggest these may have been her children, though no DNA evidence has confirmed that yet. Still, the presence of young children near the princess's body adds another layer of mystery. A buried family story? An untold tragedy? Russian and South Korean archaeologists are now working together to reconstruct the princess's face, using 3D technology based on her skull and remaining soft tissue. Soon, we might be able to see the actual face of a woman who lived nearly 1,000 years ago. Just imagine the feeling when her eyes, even in digital form, look directly into yours from across time and space. This isn't just an archaeological discovery. This is a living piece of history, a magical slice of the past whispering to us from the frozen earth. and you are the one hearing its call. But if you think this is all there is, just wait for what's coming next. Because right now, I'm about to show you just how extraordinary the world of archaeology truly is. What other secrets have explorers uncovered from the past, hidden deep beneath the soil, buried under the sea, or lost beneath the scorching sands of the desert? Alright, no more waiting. Let's begin. A skeleton buried in gold. Even his genitals were encased in solid gold. Amid a peaceful field near the shores of the Black Sea, close to the modern-day city of Varna, Bulgaria, a mystery thousands of years old is slowly being revealed. No one could have imagined that beneath this seemingly ordinary earth lay one of the most shocking archaeological discoveries in modern history. An enormous Bronze Age cemetery has been uncovered, and within it, one particular grave has stunned the world. The remains of a man buried among a dazzling hoard of gold, including one unimaginable detail. His genitals were encased in solid gold. You heard that right. A finely crafted gold sheath covered a part of the human body that in most ancient burial rituals would never have received any attention. Yet here, it became the centerpiece. The question is, why? Who was this man to be treated in such a way after death? And what made him so important that he was quite literally gilded from head to toe? This extraordinary tomb has been designated grave number 43 by archaeologists. Inside, they found the body of a middle-aged man, buried with more than 990 gold artifacts. Gold surrounded him: necklaces, rings, belts, and complex ceremonial items. But the most bizarre and haunting detail was the gold covering over his genitals. The sheer amount of gold found in Grave 43 surpasses the total amount of gold ever recovered from all other Bronze Age sites across Europe. This tells us that the man buried here wasn't just wealthy, he stood at the very pinnacle of power within his civilization. But what civilization was powerful enough to create and bury such a figure? It's not an easy question to answer, but not impossible either. Most of us are familiar with ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, or the Inca Empire. But very few have heard of the Varna civilization, an ancient society that existed between 4600 and 4200 BCE in what is now Bulgaria. Though not widely known, Varna possessed something that no other civilization of that time had: the most advanced gold craftsmanship in the ancient world. In fact, Varna is considered the first civilization on Earth to create and use gold for rituals, symbols of power, and economic exchange. They didn't just make gold for beauty. To the people of Varna, gold was a language, a way of expressing status, belief, and a kind of power that transcended material wealth. Upon further examination of Grave 43, archaeologists discovered another astonishing detail: a golden scepter buried with the man, the ultimate symbol of authority. In every ancient culture, a scepter wasn't just an item of leadership. It carried deep spiritual meaning, representing the connection between human rulers and divine forces. But what about the golden sheath for his genitals? To modern eyes, it may seem strange, even absurd. But within the context of ancient belief systems, especially those of Varna, this may reflect a deep reverence for fertility, rebirth, and masculine power. In ancient religious thought, reproductive organs weren't merely biological parts, they symbolized life, creation, and sacred strength. Covering that part of the body in gold wasn't a joke. It was likely a ritualistic act honoring immortality and divine status. Another fascinating detail: although the cemetery contains many graves, Grave 43 is the only one that combines a golden scepter, a massive gold hoard, and such a unique burial ritual. This has led some experts to believe the man could have been a supreme leader, perhaps even the first king in European history, and yet his true identity remains a mystery. He is now referred to as the Varna Man, though no writing or identifying marks were found to reveal who he truly was. Still, the objects buried with him, the jewelry, tools, and the ceremonial layout of the grave clearly show that he held the highest status in his society. The reconstructed image of ancient Varna is of a civilization already deeply stratified. Metallurgists, who held the secret knowledge of refining and working gold, became the noble class. Below them were traders, then farmers and laborers. Gold, with its rarity, beauty, and the skill required to shape it, quickly became the language of power in Varna. and no one spoke that language more clearly than the man in Grave 43. Sadly, the Varna civilization did not last long. By the end of the 5th millennium BCE, this society began to decline. Some theories suggest climate change, agricultural collapse, and invasions by nomadic tribes from the steppes may have driven Varna to its downfall. Today, what remains is limited, mostly graves, artifacts, and exquisitely crafted gold items. But they are enough to tell us that Varna was the first cradle of civilization in Europe. A mural depicting a battle between aliens and a mysterious 13 feet tall race. Hidden among the snow-covered peaks of the Himalayas, known as the roof of the world, lies a mystery that has baffled scientists for years. This is no mystery found in textbooks or referenced in any official documents. Instead, it's an ancient mural, buried deep within an isolated cave where only blizzards and bitter winds seem to exist. And yet, in that very place, a wall painting depicting an unimaginable battle between early humans and towering beings nearly 13 feet tall was discovered. From that moment, countless questions began to arise. Could this be evidence of extraterrestrial life? Did aliens once visit Earth? Or could they even be our ancestors? The story didn't begin with a planned archaeological expedition, but rather by accident. A group of scientific explorers, while attempting to cross a treacherous Himalayan region, were caught in a violent snowstorm. With no other choice, they sought shelter, and as if led by fate, they stumbled upon a cave buried under centuries of thick ice. When their torches lit the cavern's depths, they froze in place. Etched on the frigid rock walls were primitive drawings, but unlike anything ever seen before. These weren't religious symbols or decorative patterns. They told a story, a brutal conflict between two distinct races, one human and the other composed of massive beings, humanoid in form, but twice or even 3 times the size of a modern person. Can you imagine it? A 13 feet tall creature with a pointed head, broad shoulders, arms nearly reaching its knees, carrying weapons of bizarre design, and clearly not from this world. The drawings depicted chaos, violence, as if a real battle had taken place. Though the art style was rudimentary, the detail in the technology, armor, and creature anatomy was far too precise to dismiss as mere imagination. Theories quickly emerged. Many researchers believe these murals may not be mythological at all, but historical memory, recorded through images before written language existed. Some scientists went further, proposing that the towering figures were in fact aliens who came to Earth tens of thousands of years ago, left their mark, and vanished. Sounds like a conspiracy theory? Maybe. But when placed in a broader context, these details begin to form a pattern. Think of the Maya civilization, where humans over 5,000 years ago carved images of what appear to be astronauts riding rockets equipped with devices resembling lunar landers and accurately describing the movement of planets, facts that continue to astonish modern astronomers. Some researchers believe the Maya and the giants in the Himalayan mural may be part of a larger, interconnected story, a hidden history never taught in school. Even more boldly, some theories propose that aliens, through millennia of interbreeding with early hominins, created Homo sapiens, the modern human species. A wild idea, right? But think about it. How did humans suddenly develop such advanced intelligence and consciousness in a world dominated by predators and harsh climates? Why was there a sudden evolutionary leap, as if something or someone had intervened? Could it be that a more advanced species helped shape our future? Back to the Himalayas. This harsh, mountainous region with extreme weather and nearly uninhabitable conditions may have served as the perfect time capsule, preserving ancient evidence beyond human interference. If there was ever a place that acted as a contact zone between Earth and another civilization, the Himalayas might just be the most likely candidate. The mural was found near the edge of the Qinghai Tibet Plateau, an area known for intense geological activity. Tectonic collisions have created deep caves and strange fissures within the mountains, and it may be through these natural gateways that beings from another world once walked upon our planet. The mural, though primitive and simple in technique, breathes the scale of a cosmic conflict. Each figure appears in motion. You can almost feel the panic in the eyes of the ancient humans and the cold, unfeeling gaze of the alien-like creatures. Some were even drawn with flight devices strapped to their backs, resembling modern jetpacks. Today, scientists are hotly debating the meaning of this discovery. Is it just symbolic? A form of religious myth? Or could it be a form of collective memory from a time when humans either clashed or cooperated with another species? To this day, no concrete evidence confirms the presence of extraterrestrials in the Himalayas, but no evidence disproves it either. The question remains, are we truly alone in the universe? And if not, could the first sign of contact be right here on Earth, recorded in ancient stone and snow, waiting for us to understand its message? Whatever the truth may be, this mysterious mural buried deep in the Himalayas continues to challenge everything we thought we knew about history. It pushes us toward new exploration, not just of the past, but of the very origins of humanity itself. So, what do you think about the theory that aliens once visited Earth? Could it be that humanity is actually a product of another civilization? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. The unimaginable treasure inside. Empress Dowager Cixi's tomb, a forgotten Chinese legacy of gold and jewels. Have you ever imagined that deep beneath the ground in an ancient Chinese mausoleum lies a treasure not only captivating to archaeologists, but also shrouded in mystery, never fully unveiled? This is the tomb of Empress Dowager Cixi, the most powerful woman in Chinese history, whose burial site holds riches that have stunned the world. Step with me into this legendary realm, where pearls and dazzling diamonds, priceless jade artifacts collected over a lifetime, are steeped in untold stories. Did you know that Empress Dowager Cixi wasn't just the mother of emperors? She wielded power surpassing even that of the emperor himself, casting a shadow of influence that shook the imperial court. Inside her tomb, archaeologists discovered a treasure trove beyond anyone's wildest imagination. Cixi's mausoleum is even more expansive than that of Emperor Xianfeng and her son, Emperor Tongji, but its significance lies not just in its sheer size, but in the priceless treasures buried with her. Her coffins were filled with precious gems, shimmering pearls, and most notably, a phoenix crown adorned with a pearl valued at an astonishing $301 million USD, a staggering figure that forces one to pause and reflect on her unimaginable wealth and power. Cixi was famously passionate about collecting rare and exotic treasures, from jade to diamonds, each item reflecting her supreme status and imperial authority. Yet the treasure in her tomb is more than material wealth. It stands as a symbol of a glorious, powerful, and ultimately tragic imperial era. Within the coffin was also a golden silk-embroidered quilt inscribed with thousands of Dharani Sutra characters, representing her deep spiritual devotion and eternal faith. But the story of this treasure doesn't end with its grandeur. In 1928, a major event shocked the world of archaeology. The tomb of Empress Dowager Cixi was looted, and many of its most valuable artifacts were stolen, including the legendary luminous pearl placed in her mouth. This pearl is believed to have been linked to the famed Mughal emperor's diamond, a mythical gem that once enchanted emperors and wealthy merchants throughout history. Do you know what happened to that pearl? Some theories suggest it may have ended up in the hands of John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest men in history. Others believe it could be secretly kept in Taiwan. Yet the truth remains unknown, a mystery that has puzzled archaeologists and historians for decades. Imagine, beneath that cold layer of earth, there may still lie countless undiscovered treasures and untold stories of Cixi's life and influence. Will we one day uncover all the secrets? Or will these priceless artifacts remain forever lost in the shadows of history, like a missing piece of China's ancient puzzle? How does it feel to know that one of the richest treasure troves in the world was once plundered, and may now be hidden just out of our reach? Could there be even greater secrets waiting to be revealed? As for me, I believe there are, because the journey to uncover Empress Dowager Cixi's treasure is not merely about material riches. It is a voyage into history, power, and mysteries that have yet to be solved. You see, every archaeological discovery doesn't just unlock material treasures, it also reveals hidden mysteries of the past that we never knew existed. Ancient relics and artifacts once thought to be fully understood are now making scientists reconsider, raising new questions that challenge the way we view human history. Could these discoveries help us rewrite the story of our ancestors? Might they unveil secrets about long-lost civilizations or people who lived thousands of years ago? That's the irresistible allure of archaeology, a never-ending journey of search and discovery, where each piece of the puzzle helps build a more complete picture of humanity. And you can be a part of this journey too. I'd love to hear your thoughts, feelings, and theories about these new findings. What do you think about these unsolved mysteries? Is there anything that surprised or puzzled you? Share your opinions in the comments below so we can discuss and explore more together. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep following along on the journey to uncover the secrets of history, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our upcoming episodes. Thank you for watching, and for now, goodbye, and see you in the next amazing discovery.